that's all there is, my friends, then let's keep dancing.
My father's chair in our living room in McKeesport, Pennsylvania, was a barcalounger. He sat there to read the paper and watch TV and unwind. I sat in it sometimes, but I got scared when it flipped back. My father laughed at me when I got scared, but I don't think he was mocking me. He did mock me, and my sister, and my mother, and all my mother's friends and family, especially when he was drunk, but that was later. My mother never sat in the barcalounger. She said it was tacky and didn't go with the rest of the living room furniture. Grandpa, my father's father, had a barcalounger in the living room too. I loved visiting Grandma and Grandpa in McKeesport. My mother didn't like them, nor did she like my father's sister, nor his brother-in-law, nor any of the relatives who lived in McKeesport. I never really got to know them. My mother never liked McKeesport either. A shithole, she said. When you grow up, you'll move to New York and have a good life. My mother was from New York, but moved to McKeesport because that's where my father's family furniture store was, and because, she said, my father had swept her off her feet. And so when I grew up, I moved to New York and got married and divorced, and my daughter went off to college the same fall that my mother died. And I saved enough money so I, too, could have a barcalounger in my living room. The chair's nearly 20 years old now. It broke once, and I had it repaired. I don't sit in it much now because it's so fragile. The fall I turned 52, I was sitting in my barcalounger in my studio apartment, and my daughter, who was grown up, had come to visit. She said, "I'm glad you're sitting down, Mom. I've got something to tell you, and it might shake you up." "I don't think Grandpa's really your father," she said. "It's impossible, actually. You have dark eyes, and he and Grandma both have light eyes, and I checked with a geneticist, and that's not the way it works. And look," she said, "at the way Grandma treated Grandpa. She was a real ball-buster. And Grandpa pretty much just took it." She had a point. I called my sister, who called my mother's brother, and called me right back. "Jen's right," my sister said. "Uncle Marvin says that Mom had artificial insemination to have us. Dad's infertile." I was dizzy. It was like I was punched in the gut. I sat down. My sister and brother-in-law and I made a date with my father to go out to eat. I asked him to please be sober, and he was. We told him we knew about the insemination and asked why he and Mom had kept it a secret. "But it wasn't a secret," he said. "You girls just never asked." Then he downed the bottle of wine that was on the table, fell off his chair, and I drove him home. That was 7 years ago. Now my father's 88 and sober, because 3 years ago I put him in a locked unit in a nursing home. Everyone on the unit loves him, staff, residents alike. "Your father is truly a nice man," they say. And now, yes, he is. His room there's too small for a barcalounger, but he doesn't need one. Though I hardly ever sit in it, I still need mine.
If that's all there is, my friends, then let's keep dancing. Let's break out the booze and